Hello, we're live. This is Chaos and Coffee. My name is Justin Brown. Remember, bring some coffee, bring some chaos. Your comments drive the conversation, or at least not for the last 10 episodes because we have a guest. Today with me, I have Darth Tux and Vertex Draco, renowned internet personalities. I guess the best. I have to peg down some names sometime eventually for everybody.
I'm a person that does some things and stuff.
Yeah, I do. They do stuff and things with this. It's internet. It's an internet of things, folks. Do you guys hear about the? Say again.
Oh, I was just gonna say he's just this guy, you know.
Yeah, it's just a guy I know, man. He does things. Yeah, the gangster guys definitely talk like that. Like, hey, remember that guy back there we did that thing with? We gotta get a hold of him. That's how gangsters and politicians talk. Man, what's going on in the world? You know,
gangsters and politicians. I like how you lump them both together.
In America, there's lots of similarities. We've had a couple presidents who were mafia.
Yeah, I don't deny that for a second.
yeah. It's true. I think all politicians are about 3 generations from a good mob boss. You know.
Yeah, I think you're onto something there.
Yeah,
well, they're just as crooked.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, there's Don Corleone, and then like a son, and then another son, and that third son's a politician.
Yeah,
that was the plan in the book, The Godfather. That was the whole plan.
Robber barons.
Yeah, like from robber barons, exactly, dude. Like it's just a thing where feudalism never really left. People acquire power somehow through force. And yeah, those people tend to be mafiosos. I guess that's the wrong term. Organized crime leads to politics. Maybe. I don't know. It's a theory, an idea, hypothesis.
It's a high level of it. Like if you want power, then it's an obvious place to go, really. Or at least like worm some guys in there, because then they can pull some strings for you and you can have your fingers in every pie.
Yeah, you know, I was talking to a friend of mine once about rigging elections, and I was making the argument that it would be more difficult to rig a Canadian election as opposed to an American one, because the Canadians have somewhat 40 or 50 different political parties.
Cool.
Right? I mean, I was down there for an election, man. There were panels of people that were on the final ballot.
I think that's a good thing, though, to be fair. Like, rather than just having like 2 or 3.
It is a good thing, and that was my argument. And he was like, well, you know how difficult it would be to rig an election? I said, no, not difficult, just expensive. All you have to do is buy both parties.
Yeah.
What 2 are coming out? Okay, I've only got to buy 2 now, and not the majority of 13 or 14.
That's why more parties are better for democracy.
You don't need to rig the election. You just need to buy both candidates.
Yeah, a 2-party system.
Nothing ever changes.
Yeah, yeah. In America, the 2-party system definitely doesn't lead the change, especially considering both parties resemble each other so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's minimal amount of change. Like the amount of change that you get from like either 2 or 3 parties when they essentially agree on the core issues it's just minor sort of social things, like, oh, I'd like things to swing this way a little bit. I'd like it to swing that way.
Arguing over gay marriage, that should never be an argument at all.
Yeah,
especially in the United States, where you have the right to pursue happiness.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, you should. Everyone has the right to pursue happiness.
To agree with it. I myself am not homosexual. I kind of find it a little bit disgusting myself, but that's a personal thing. That means I don't go fooling around with men. If I did, it would be sinful. Is it for these people who enjoy it and are living happily together? They're not bothering anybody. They just happen to be homosexual? Well, no. That's for them to determine. Don't judge. Right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you shouldn't make
it's
policy
crazy.
out of your feelings.
No,
Like,
no,
I
you
feel this
shouldn't.
way.
You shouldn't. You know, on every issue that is really serious to the population of people that they rule, those people have absolutely no choice over it because both sides agree, and they're both out to screw you over. So
that's essentially it. Is the policies that matter
keep
for
you
the people?
ruled.
Yeah, the policies that matter for the people are often ignored, and then the policies that divide the populace over like a religious issue or a moral issue are magnified. You know, those are the ones that we concentrate on, are these issues of that are divisive. You know.
Yeah,
I think that they're still operating under the idea that it's easier to deal with people if they're like not united, like the divide and conquer tactic.
Yep.
It's easier to deal with smaller groups rather than
Mhm.
one sort of mega group when they realize the strength, really.
yeah. Well, otherwise, the people will just turn against you.
Yeah.
Yep.
But if you if you gave them what they wanted and needed, then you wouldn't really have an issue.
Yeah, exactly. The government could become, and this is what corporations will become, like with Elon Musk saving Puerto Rico.
Yeah, Elon Musk, like he needs a medal or something, that guy.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
shit. I never thought that I would be praising a billionaire ever.
Oh yeah, like yeah.
I've met a lot of them in my life, and they have all been sorry ass sacks of shit for human beings. As my girlfriend would say, they would never pass the test of the Gom Jabbar.
Mm.
The what?
And her reasoning is that the Gom Jabbar only kills animals.
There's a sci-fi book called Dune. There's a sci-fi
Dune.
book.
Yeah,
Dune.
He controls the spice, controls the universe.
Yes. In the book, the lead character, Paul, goes through the test of the Gom Jabbar, where this woman holds a needle to his neck that's poison. And he asked her, she was explaining to him the difference between animals and humans. And she made him put his hand in this box, and he started feeling pain, like his hand was on fire. And so she explains to him that an animal will give in to its instinct and pull its hand immediately out of the box. A human would override those base instincts and keep its hand in the box and suffer and endure the pain. And he asked her if she was suggesting, or she then told him not to worry about the poison. It only killed animals. Right? So he asked her, are you suggesting that the Duke's son is an animal? And she said, well, I'm suggesting you may be human. So my girlfriend's reasoning is that only a human will pass the test of a Gom Jabbar. The animal will die.
They're remaking the movies too. Like they're remaking everything,
I hope they don't ruin it. Like they need to do a good job of it because it's a classic film.
Well,
really.
the original film did ruin it.
Yeah. It was cheesy.
The remake did it justice. So I'm hoping that they kind of go.
The Sci-Fi Channel
base it more off the Sci-Fi Channel version than the actual.
The Sci-Fi Channel version, I believe, was pretty good, and they did the first, I believe, 3 of the books.
First, well, they did 2 movies that covered the first 3. The second movie kind of is both Messiah and children in one film.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Or one 3-part miniseries.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they did a good job, the Sci-Fi Network.
Which was a good idea because, I mean, Messiah of Dune was just the War of the Fremen. When they spread out from Arrakis and started subjugating every other world in the known universe.
Oh, yeah, the Empire.
And then expanding that known universe and conquering even more worlds.
Mm-hmm.
All under the name of Muad'Dib and Paul trying to stop them. So the second miniseries takes up... at the end of that jihad. and just kind of shows the backstory, which is really all you need.
Oh, I read the hell out of those books, dude. I read all the way to the end, and then he had some time locked ones in like a vault.
Yeah.
Like in a whatever, I guess a safety deposit box. And they released those, and his son, along with Kevin J. Anderson, the guy who wrote a bunch of the Star Wars books, like a lot of the Star Wars novels. Kevin J. Anderson helped the son, damn it, what's his name? Brian Herbert, write some prequels that were really nice. I read some of those.
Yes, I've read all of them. They are phenomenal.
Yeah, they're pretty good. I only read, I read like maybe 3 or 4 of those. There was a lot of them. Yeah, great. Great
The last one was The Navigators of Dune, which, chronicled the Spacing Guild and how it can be.
Yeah, okay, so maybe I did read all those. I guess so. If that's the last one, I read all those.
Oh yeah, man, I'm a Dune fanatic, dude. I've read them all.
Oh yeah, it's
at least once.
It's a great book. It's a great movie series, or the sci-fi series is pretty good. There's a video game that plays like Command and Conquer or like Red Alert.
There's a video game.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
Yeah. Well, it was way back in like the Windows 95 days. Yeah. It was just like it was Command and Conquer, but it was Dune themed. So you had this spice that was scattered out, and you'd make these harvesters to go harvest it.
Mm-hmm. Real-time strategy.
They had sandworm attacks, so you had to have your carryall circling around to lift the harvester out before the sandworm attacked.
It's awesome. Yeah.
I
wonder if I can find this on
all of the cutscenes and stuff were like you'd almost believe that they were scenes from the original movie.
I think they probably did just clip those and just make them digital, because they were really good.
Yeah, they were really good.
I'd have to go back and look at that again.
It was a fun game.
Oh yeah. There's something called Open Dune in the AUR, and it's supposed to be a recreation of the popular game Dune 2.
There you go.
Yep. So there was 2 of them.
Yeah, number 2 had like another
possibly, yeah.
Or like had 3 factions. Like the first one you just played as the main characters, and then I think the Dune 2 you had 3 factions.
Well, then 2 is the one I played then, because you could play as House Harkonnen, House Atreides, or House Carino.
Yep, that's the one I play as well.
God, there's a whole bunch of shit for this,
Oh yeah.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. It was a very popular game.
Very, very popular game.
I have a
copy.
I have a copy of Free Space 1 and 2 that was ported over to Linux. That is a fun game as well. If you're into like space combat.
The thing with the AUR, Draco, is you have access to some like really good popular now games. There's one called Stardew Valley, right?
Oh, Stardew Valley. Yeah, I've got that on my in Steam. Is that in the A1 now? Then?
Yeah, actually. Yep, you just gotta look for Open Stardew Valley or whatever in the AUR. I was kind of bummed out that it wasn't in the Debian packages, but because I want to play that game. It's like Zelda mixed with like a Skyrim mixed with Zelda. Oh, look, we got a random. I wonder who invited the random in.
Who's that?
Just
anyways,
man. Geez.
I thought you were talking about me. I'm like, I'm not a random.
No, dude, not you. The guy you invited, Alfredo Apolatus.
I only gave Linka and Linka's girlfriend the link, but I'm not going to give it out to anybody else. And
okay, how'd Alfredo Alpietis? This is an open hangout.
I don't know.
No, I wanted to check, make sure I didn't give it out in an actual room. No, it was just.
Cool. I mean, it's just hangout live. It'd be kind of pointless for anybody just to come in and drop out, Okay, so welcome to Josh. How do you want to be introduced? Josh Montanto.
Josh M.
Yeah, Josh M. He's an internet guy, and he does things on the stuff with and then they get done. Bam.
I'm also a real life
You know-
guy. If you ever meet me in real life, I'm pretty nice and I'll say hi.
I've heard about some of your real life exploits.
Oh, wait a minute. Are you talking about what Kyle said?
No, okay, well, I mean that one too, but
Okay,
Dude,
'cause he made it a lot worse than it actually was. Just to let that out, it wasn't that bad, okay? And the dog was my friend's dog. I didn't steal it.
I'm gonna be totally honest right now. My viewership mostly consists of like 70-year-old people, like my great uncle, my wife's grandma. You know what I'm saying? And they ask me questions like, "So what?" I was watching your Chaos and Coffee. Was that his dog or did he steal it? So I'm glad you answered that, dude. I'm glad because of my 26 viewers, most of them were probably wondering about that dog.
No, it's my friend, one of my best friend's dog, and he was working that day, and the dog was a puppy still, and I asked, he asked me, and we talked about letting him out of the house because it was a German Shepherd. It needed exercise. He didn't want it cooped up in the backyard alone all morning or afternoon. So I went over there, picked up the dog, and I basically took him to the park. But I met Kyle along the way.
That's cool.
Yeah. So no, the dog was not stolen.
We were talking
How
about
about
like a dog sitter app or a dog walker app.
Yeah.
That would blow up.
There's a lot of dog walkers in San Francisco. Like you'll see people walking down the street with like 6 dogs, dude.
Oh yeah.
All the time. Like there's a lot of dog walkers in San Francisco.
I wonder why they have dogs if they're not even like got the time to walk them or anything.
People like dogs, I think, because it's like comforting, you
Yes.
you come home, you got something waiting for you, and he wants to snuggle you.
Yep. You're gone during the day, and the dog needs to be walked. Or let's say you have a dog and you suffer an injury, where you're somehow
or you're just lazy.
You know what I found really interesting about dogs when I was working rescue? If you have limited space, say you live in the city and you have a small apartment, you don't want a little dog. Little dogs need too much exercise. You want a large dog. I kid you not. Over 90% of the Rottweilers, especially that came through my rescue, went to people who lived in small apartments. You only need to walk a Rottweiler once a day.
Your Rottweilers can be
Other
kind
than
of
his potty.
Yeah, but like if you have a big German Shepherd, those things are hella hyper.
Yes, they are.
Oh,
Yes,
man.
Yeah, I've got a English Border Collie, and she's got a lot of energy.
Everything
beautiful
for a
dogs,
while
those Border Collies. Beautiful.
For a while when I was growing up, or when the dog was growing up from a puppy, every single article of my clothing was ripped because he would jump on me and bite and try to get me to play with him, And it was like I went through a phase where every shirt of mine was ripped. I'd go over to go get him or say hi to my friend, and he treats me like a brother, Like my friend's his master and I'm like his brother, and all he wants to do is fucking play with me, which is fun. I love animals, but I don't like my clothes always getting ripped.
You need to train him.
Yeah.
Or actually, you need to rehabilitate him and train yourself.
Damn. That was some brutally honest shit right there.
I'm sorry. But that's the way it is. I mean,
Yeah,
I worked with dogs for a long time, so.
Yeah, human-dog relationship is a lot of conditioning yourself to put yourself in the dog's shoes, and you'll understand them a lot better.
Position yourself as master.
Oh, that's
you're
true.
alpha. You're alpha.
Definitely.
You're not master. You're alpha.
Yeah, licking my ears, that's cool. Putting your paw on me, that's no bueno, Chihuahua.
Little dogs are the worst.
You know what's funny? I spent so much time training these dogs that were coming through my rescue that I never took the time to train my own dog. He learned all the tricks. He could set pretty, roll over, all that good stuff, but he was never housebroke.
There was the
Never
most
had any
funniest
real
thread.
obedience trading.
What's the thread?
It was last night. It was the most funniest thread on 4chan. It was like, this is so off this whole dog talk a bit.
You just broke a rule, man. You mentioned it on YouTube Live, no less. You mentioned the forums, man.
Oh, it's too late for that. It's so mainstream now that that rule is pretty much it's useless. It was in Sherlock Holmes. You know that the one where Lucy Liu plays the fucking his assistant, whatever it's called.
Yes.
But yeah, like 4chan and the sort of anonymous culture, they were in there. It's too mainstream for is beyond that. Like the rule's been broken so many times that it doesn't matter if you mention it anymore. Like most of the old fags that used to go there, they don't even frequent it that much. Like, you check on it every now and again to see what's going down, and you see the endless "you Raffy Ruse" posts and the "rate my dick" threads, and that's all it is.
What was the?
It's not like it used to be.
It's not the same. It used to be great.
Yeah, 4chan was never great.
It was never good. What's the thread you saw, dude? Is he just walking through his apartment right now?
Okay, so I heard somebody mention it on talk radio the other day when I was going to work too.
Oh yeah, it was on NPR and shit. Yeah.
So yeah,
it's because they started a fake news story that caught traction, and before you know it, lol, they thought the shooter was Antifa. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So. I do like it when they do those things. I like it that still happens. Like it kind of takes me
good.
back.
Yeah, Poll did a thing where they got onto a Twitter account that they had hacked of an Antifa dude in Australia and said, "Good job, comrade." You know. And so it caught traction. Yeah, it caught traction, and before you knew it, ABC News and everybody official was saying like the shooter was Antifa and left wing.
Yeah.
Oh God! And they came and there's no way to shake that because it's already happened. Like everybody already thinks it. You know?
I love it.
Yeah, it was on talk radio, and the guy's like, they're talking about that Las Vegas thing, and he's like, I have a theory that you guys probably haven't heard of, and they're like, okay, what's the theory? And he's like, have you ever heard of a site called 4chan?
Oh, Jesus.
And I was like, I'm listening. I knew what he was about to say too, because I've been browsing it, you know. And he straight up said that it was a sting operation for ISIS, you know, dealers. Like ISIS won a bunch of fucking AR-15s, and it was just, I don't know. He just went into that whole theory like it was about ISIS and Antifa. What was it? FIA, Anti-FI?
They did both those. So they did the ISIS theory and the Antifa one. Yeah. It was like Poll was having a competition, like who could spread the most or the best fake news. And those two fuckers definitely won the game.
Yeah, it was pretty thick on there.
I think Poll, in my opinion, and I'm just throwing this out there for people who give a fuck. I like X a lot. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, like I'm, you know who I am, right?
There's the paranormal one, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Paranormal, conspiracy theories, anything that's strange, and a few other ones. I'm not going to get into my whole fucking preference issue here, but there's some adult ones I like too. Poll for me was when I first figured out that Anon at large, you know, not my homeboys I hang with or anything, but like Anon at large, right? The general blob, right? Is racist as fuck.
It's a lot of it's parody though. It's just funny because people are outraged about it. Some people buy into it, but
I'm not gonna say all of it. I'm gonna say some of it is parody.
Yeah,
some of it.
It just depends who you're talking to, though. It's an open space for you to say those things that are in the corner of your mind, and I think it's important for somewhere like that to exist in society, because otherwise it just spews out into the open world, and you get what we have now, because it's not contained anymore. It used to be contained, and there was so many social justice warriors making raids on B and Poll, being Paul Master Ace, but but yeah, they tried to like expose them and like they made it so mainstream and diluted it, and they drove a lot of the people away, and now it's just spewed everywhere. I do think it's important for a society to have a fully like a place like Paul, and
A free
the
speech
saying,
zone.
Paul was right again.
Yeah,
And it is so many
yeah,
times.
a lot
There's
of
so many
times.
things come out of it. It's almost amusing and sad at the same time how many times they're right.
They do have a knack for being right.
Yeah,
So,
because it's
Yeah.
not censored in any way. Like they're allowed to sort of explore those sort of forbidden
Theories.
topics.
Forbidden topics and the most logical explanation often rises to the top in poll. So like here's what I will give poll. It's like a open source think tank, right? Like at the best, I'm saying at the best, okay, despite all the downsides, and I'm not trying to advocate for anybody even going there. But when you do go there to read, right, you'll see that like, oh, okay, they killed Harambe to cover up the debt crisis. I get it. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, kill a gorilla, cover up the crisis. God, genius.
Oh my God.
I see why you like it now. It plays into your conspiracy theories.
Yeah, because X is like vampires and like chupacabra and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
X
but
is,
this is getting more towards like
Oh,
actual
yeah.
reality rather than like a fantasy land they've built up.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Poll is like the nonfiction section.
Yeah.
Reference.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, when something happens, I'm looking at the news and I'm like, one shooter, eh? Better go over to poll. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. An in-depth analysis of an hour and 20 minutes of audio of the police scanner. Okay.
Yeah, there is a lot of sort of like autistic level sort of analysis of things, and it's glorious to watch.
Yeah, I
Like,
appreciate that. Yeah, any autistic people ever catching my videos, we love you, and thank you for
Yeah.
all the
Thank you for the hard work.
contributions. Okay, I'm not gonna read this. He's like, here's a 4chan link. I'm like, I'm good.
No,
Thank you.
it's as you guys were talking, there was one that said describe poll. And people were, it was like it's real. People were actually describing like, but I mean, it's not very good. It's just it just was like related to exactly the
Exactly the discussion topic. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's describe it. That's probably a journalist trying to figure out what the fuck's going on. Can you describe this place?
Well, that's some marijuana on a table, which was a picture, and they said describe poll using this photo
Okay.
or something. So
Was the weed dank?
I let me go look again. Huh?
Okay. Well, I just want to make sure it's not like Mexican weed from like Kansas or something.
It could be.
I love this world so much. Hey, bro, you want to see? Never mind. We're live right now, huh? Never mind. I was going to show you something, but we're live. My
What?
bad. Sorry, audience and members. Okay.
Denied.
You were just
Yeah.
talking earlier about how our only viewers are your in-laws and shit. No,
That's why I'm really not talking about it right now. I'm not gonna show anybody anything right now. We're just gonna chill out and have this wonderful conversation about Sherlock Holmes and how he ripped off Edgar Allan Poe. Right?
Oh yeah, that he did. I'm a
Oh,
huge
man.
Edgar Allan Poe fan, man. I've read everything he's ever written.
I've got a big Poe book. Like it's bigger than my Bible. It's huge. It's just actually it's still wrapped up too.
Yeah.
In plastic.
I have
Edgar
his
Allan Poe.
complete works around here somewhere. I need to.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I need a bookcase too. So
I got bookcases.
all over the damn house.
I'm not gonna get on camera just to show you this.
It's like walking through a Cyrodiil or something. There's books laying around everywhere.
That's pretty good. Starting
Yeah.
to overflow, I see.
Yeah, a little bit of overflow. We have quite a bit of books. It's right there. That black one I'm pointing at that's kind of large on the very edge.
Yeah.
That's the complete works of Edgar Allan Poe wrapped up in plastic.
Awesome.
And has it been read then?
No, I've read a bunch. I mean, I've read a bunch of Edgar Allan Poe at various points. It's there for when I pass away and my kid needs to break it open, or
when computers don't exist anymore.
Computers don't exist. Yeah. Kind of like how record players record players haven't really gone out. Like, people still use record players. A real proper DJ will have record players instead of like digital turntables or some shit. Right. I think similarly, even when we're submersed in VR, okay, books will still be a way in which people relax on a plane ride or a camp out or some shit, you know? When you have to disconnect completely and unplug, books are a great option.
Yeah, at some point, computers are going to be like legacy. It's going to be like
I kind of join them
like using old technology.
Most of my library is on my tablet.
Mm-hmm.
I found a 10.1 inch tablet was perfect size to use as an ebook.
Yeah, my kid. Most of the stuff my kid reads is on his tablet or school books.
Yeah, it's great. You can carry around a whole library with you.
Yeah, and someday textbooks will be on the tablet for sure.
I've seen this.
They are in a lot of places. I know my old IT school. All of their textbooks are on a Kindle Fire.
I think this might be a point. This might be a very good moment to talk about a thing called the Carrington event. You guys familiar with this? It's when the sun's rays, radiation, for lack of a better term, reach down into the earth and cause fires, and also electric grids go out. EMP, there's another electromagnetic pulse, from a nuke or something, right? There's all these things that can happen. Quite literally right now, the North Pole and the South Pole, one's sitting off the coast of Australia, and one's over in just kind of coming onto mainland Russia. They're going to meet up in Indonesia, and the magnetic field's going to go all wonky. And if you ever played Final Fantasy,
yes,
it's about halfway through the game.
Okay.
It's funny you mentioned this, actually, because not too long ago, Brian Lundu put out this a first part in a series. It's called like Nerd Prep, and it's basically like during the apocalypse and events like what you've just described, like giant EMPs and stuff, how to basically still be a nerd and still like the first one. It was just about making a mini server out of a Raspberry Pi and just kind of like hooking storage devices up to it, because the Raspberry Pi is really low power. So if you're like running off solar or like wind energy or something, it's a way of having like a server, and is going to put one on like cloning repositories and stuff. So when basically the internet goes out, you're still going to have like a backup of an entire
they can run off a 12-volt battery.
Yeah, so I could reinstall Arch Linux without actually going to the Arch sort of servers. I'll put it in the external chat. Actually, it's worth looking at.
Yeah, I appreciate that. My backup plan consists of a thumb drive with a live CD on a thumb drive of Linux, right, lightweight version, and then the other thumb drive that I carry with me all the time has, I believe, 2015's Wikipedia.
Yeah, that's the sort of stuff that you want to be doing. But like cloning repositories is a good idea, I think, because you got to think when the internet's out, most of the stuff you do on Linux, you need an internet connection. So this is sort of like dealing without an internet connection and sort of like getting things sort of back up to scratch. There's like he links to other. I think I don't know if it's this video actually, but yeah, there's a few options. I'm looking forward to this series actually because he's doing more in-depth ones later on.
Nice.
I'm probably going to do the same thing with my Raspberry Pi because RetroPie has not been kind to me. Like the Sega emulator's being a bitch, so I'm just going to turn it into a server. I think a mini server.
Might as well.
Yeah, it's a good idea. I'll be prepared.
It's a good idea anyway. Just cost effectiveness. You know, it's going to sip power compared to a full size desktop.
Yeah, and it's only going to be for me. It's not like loads of people is going to be accessing it, and
You're not going to give me access?
That's what I need. Is just a Raspberry Pi
your own.
sitting over here, because the only thing I use my server for is just media. You know, I've got some movies and stuff on there just because it's a lot easier than getting up and digging through and finding the damn DVD. And
I'll probably just have
music
websites, to be honest. I'll just have Wikipedia on there and just basic internet stuff, just cloning it and just having it sitting there. I still stream all of my movies. I can't see me caring about movies in the apocalypse. I'll be living the movie then.
Yeah, I stream all my movies too.
I don't like using torrents. Did
you see the new It movie?
I've not seen it actually. It's on my watch list.
I don't like using torrents either.
No, I don't like I do that either anymore. I like to stream legitimately through Netflix, Hulu, or Amazon Prime.
I like to stream legitimately too.
Or Pornhub.
Or Pornhub.
You can learn how to make some good pasta sauce on Pornhub.
People are really helpful on there. It's the most helpful forum you'll ever see. People have never been so nice.
But
because they're all relaxed, you know.
My girlfriend sent a car the other day that had one of those stickers across the top of the front glass that said Brazzers on it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I had to explain to her what that was.
That's pretty funny.
She's like, "What is that?" I said, "It's porn site." She's like, "Oh my God, seriously?"
They are super helpful on the forum.
My only they are right.
You can ask them anything, like any random question, and you'll get some good help.
Do you have any good recipes for pasta? And I'm like, oh well, have I got something?
No, I've seen that before.
I'm gonna have to go on the forums then and ask them a question, because I have a question about animated. Like I can't find any animated, like anything from like the 90s or like when animation was good. Do you get what I'm saying? Like it's
like Tom and Jerry porn.
Not Tom and Jerry even. Like have you ever watched the Animaniacs? We're really digressing.
Yeah. Animaniacs.
What do you mean you can't find it anywhere? It's not on your Netflix?
No, I can watch Animaniacs, like the cartoon on Netflix, no problem. Love you, Netflix. Love you, Animaniacs.
You want the porn version?
I want the
Netflix
porn version.
They're like,
love it and I get and pet it and kiss it and make it my very own.
Like Warner Brothers secretary / nurse / any, like Warner Brothers had this awesome female that they drew from pretty much like the 50s until like the 90s. You know what I'm saying? And I can't find that anywhere. I can't find like good Disney. You know what I'm saying? I can't find 90s shit. You know, it's like it's all like stuff that I really don't want to see porn. I don't want to see Pokemon porn. I'm sorry, dude. You know what I mean? It's not gonna...
There's those, but they're mostly like photos.
Right? Yeah, exactly. There's like people weren't animating back then. They were just drawing, huh?
Maybe we should fill this niche. We should start like just making videos for the shit.
I'm one of the top porn animators in the San Fernando Valley, man.
Little Mermaid, dude. He has a foot.
Yeah, doing all the Disney characters.
Oh man.
That's anyways, I just remember there being this like golden age of like animated porn that I can never get back to now. It's just gone
like Roger
forever.
Rabbit.
Like Roger Rabbit type shit, right?
Yeah.
Nowadays, I type in her and I get cosplay. Like I get 500 redheaded fat bitches trying to be.
Yeah, they're just not up to scratch.
It's just not the right. It's not the same thing.
Yeah.
No,
bullets.
Everybody knows what I'm gonna be doing after the show.
Searching Animaniacs on Pornhub brings no results back.
Right? Yeah,
I see what you mean. That yeah. There's nothing, literally nothing. It's all just irrelevant stuff.
It's not.
Like,
it's
I've not got what you want. Maybe you'll like this.
The best I can do is try to find like seriously like Sailor Moon or like, you know what I'm saying? Something.
Yeah. That's a little bit too weeby for me.
That's
like,
what I'm saying. Like the best
maybe you should be searching parody stuff.
Parody's pretty bomb, dude. You get a bunch of fun stuff with parody. I love parody.
Yeah, parody's alright, but it runs dry after a while.
There was a golden age of parody, like, and that's why I think it's like I'm not gonna get into this whole thing right now. There's plenty of people who have done comedic sets about the various. I will say this: the trend right now towards like step brothers, step sisters, step mom bullshit.
Yeah, the Wincest stuff.
Fuck all that, dude. I hate all that. Right?
You don't like Wincest?
No,
Well,
I like back when it was like Lord of the G String and pirates that keep eating, and like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like when there was a funny pun name on the title. It had
James-
a high,
funny pun
James
name.
Blonde and the Golden Bone.
yeah, exactly, dude.
The man with the golden bone. That was it.
Peter Pans them all, and all, you know, like all these different parodies, right? They had witty names. They had great actors and actresses, and
Well, that's a bit of a
They
stretch.
had great
actors.
scripts and stories.
no, I'm saying they had professional porn stars, like, you know what I mean, they had people who,
No, yeah, I see.
No. They had really good storylines, even some of them.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Some of them had,
Dialogue
like,
was
damn
great.
good stuff. Fuck,
Ron
some of them had
Jeremy
some-
was responsible for all that. He wrote and produced and
Changed the
directed
whole
most
game,
of the yeah. Yeah,
Ask
he had a huge
Ventura,
impact
Crack
on the industry.
Detective.
Huh?
You got me googling parody porn names.
What was the one of the ones that came up?
Well, the one I'm looking at now is called Evil Head, like evil, like the Evil
Dead?
Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then this one was called Ass Ventura, the Crack Detective.
That's Ventura.
you
Do you
seen
remember Dawson Creek? Okay, yeah, you can get the hint. Forrest
Have you-
Hump.
Have you, not to change the topic too much, but have you seen Jim Carrey lately?
Yeah, he's gone. Well, it was always quite spiritual anyway, but he's just come out about it. Really, he's kind of come out of the closet on his spirituality.
I think it's syphilis.
Edward.
Why?
Look, I gotta say one more, dude. You ready?
Yes, of course we are. You can do this all. You can do this the whole episode, bro. Just randomly intersect.
Okay.
You can just, yeah.
Edward Penis Hands.
Yep. Yeah, but we'll wear that one.
Like, what the fuck?
That brings up some weird visuals in my mind.
Yeah, he's got dildo hands.
Yeah.
Parody's so fun because it's lighthearted. Like all the parody porn, it's not like all super aggro. It's just like lighthearted. It's parody.
You know,
porn, you know.
Yeah.
I would be
Yeah.
more scared of a guy walking up to me with a hand dildos for fingers than I would knives, dude. I'd be like, no.
Or scissors. Yeah.
Goodwill
Like
Hunting.
Freddy Krueger. Like that's a good one. I forgot where we're going.
Backside to the future.
Okay, there goes my whole like that was my moment of saying that Jim Carrey has syphilis. So I guess I'll just let it pass on.
Interracial Day, like Independence Day.
But it's Interracial Day. What? That doesn't even make any sense. Like the aliens are black people, or what's going on there? I don't even get that at all. I'll just watch that for the great speech at the end.
Black people are the Anunnaki.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I had a friend. Hey, shout out to Charles Anneman. I hope you're okay. There was a big explosion in Ghana this morning. If anybody remembers Charles, Charles Anneman. You were Chuck. Fuck. Anyways. So, there's this guy from Ghana named Charles Anneman who explained to me one day that white people were created by black people as a soldier race.
What the fuck?
Oh yeah, and he was
yeah.
adamant about it. He was just. It's part of this like black nationalist idea, or they call them OTEPs. Like you
Yeah,
can find them on the.
I had a guy online once try to tell me that black people were the original natives of the Americas.
Shit.
I'm like, dude, you're talking to a fucking Cherokee.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
You want to
Saving
steal the white
Private
man's
Ryan.
history and heritage? Go right ahead. I don't give a shit, but don't come over and try to steal mine.
I think flat Earth and lizard people and a lot of these things, you know what I'm saying, are and this is coming from a conspiracy theorist. You know what I'm saying? Like flat Earth, lizard people. Some guy was trying to say that California was named after the Caliphate and that there's Islamic people here, and I was like, nope, you're wrong.
Oh god.
You know what I'm saying? It's just some
Yeah.
people. people take words and they misinterpret the words. Do you know what I'm saying? And so, of course, there are like things like chemtrails. That's real. Sorry, everybody, but it's true. Look up Yale and Harvard study on chemtrails.
Oh man.
Oh, yep.
I'm trying to get to
Alice in Wonderland stuff. Oh.
I'm trying to go to San Francisco right now because they have Fleet Week, and the Blue Angels and a bunch of planes are there flying over the bay.
That's dope.
Yeah, it starts later on in the afternoon. So.
How hard is it for you to get there? Do you have to just like jump on a?
I just have to drive. It's like 30 minutes.
Okay, I have a question. I know you can't disclose too much. Does the car drive for you, or do you drive the car?
Oh, I'm driving my real car.
Okay.
I'm not answering that question.
I understand. I understand, dude.
There is, dude. Actually, in San Francisco, I have seen a bunch of self-driving cars that other companies are testing. You know, some other stuff, and they're always being fucking honked at. Like every time I see one in San Francisco, there's like 3 people fucking laying on their horn at it because everybody's drives so aggressive in San Francisco. It's really hard to test technology like that there, you know?
Right.
Because they're trying to drive at a safe, normal, very safe speed, and everybody else is just in just a mess of a hurry, you know? So,
when we're all transitioned over, like this is the transition period, right? But like when we're all transitioned over, everything is going to run so smoothly. I saw a video about how there'll be like no more braking. Like people will just like merge on and off and it'll be fast as fuck.
Until the software update breaks something.
Oh yeah, until there's
I don't know, the braking system.
Hey dude, how do you guys feel about this Equifax thing?
It's a clusterfuck.
Well, there was a patch. Okay, they were supposed to patch it, right? And I was watching the congressional. Okay, that's how the people got in. Like, that's how you always get in, right? There was supposed to be a patch, and they didn't patch their shit and used the exploit that's maybe known or not known yet. But anyways, we're not even talking about a 0 day here. We're talking about they fucking knew it was open, right? The team knew it was open, and the CEO in front of Congress and the Senate was trying to blame one guy. Like, oh, that was the guy in charge of security. It's like in your giant corporation where you have fucking millions of Americans' records. And I'm talking about all of the shit, like your mom's maiden name, the dog you had, your fucking birth, everything. Equifax, you know what I mean? And they lose this data, right? And then most of these senators are talking about how the company actually profits from the loss of data, from a data breach. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
How do they profit from that? Like, what the fuck?
Okay, check this out. I seen a commercial the other day that specifically said that they would protect your data from the Equifax breach, right?
Mm-hmm.
I went online and researched this company to find out that they were using Equifax.
LifeLock.
Yes, LifeLock.
Yeah.
That's how they're profiting from it.
Okay, so there's
they are still selling the service to other services that claim to be protecting you from that.
But I'm saying, like, they kept the whole database in plain text. Like, this is a fucking financial company. Like, it's a credit review company.
Yeah.
And they've got the database wasn't encrypted at all.
Right.
Okay.
This is like security 101. Like, you should probably encrypt your shit.
Yeah, with like a homebrewed algorithm that only the company knows. You know what I mean?
And just to have one, like, did they just have one guy on security that was dealing with the entirety of their company or something? Like, one guy can't.
No,
that's
probably
one team leader. He's a team leader.
Yeah, I was gonna say
he's probably more like a lead.
Yeah, he's the team leader, and there's people underneath him, and the CEO in front of the Senate and Congress basically said that they didn't patch it, and they knew about it being hacked since like fucking like March, and like CEOs were like quitting and shit, you know. So this whole thing lands in this guy's lap. The way they're making money is they go, "Oh, you were part of the Equifax data breach. Here you go. Here's this free service where you'll get your credit monitored, and it does a lock for life. Where anytime in your lifetime that your credit gets attacked, they'll tell you about it." Okay, great, cool. Well, that's free for a year. Okay, then after that year, it's $17 a month.
Oh God.
Okay, so then there's that. Okay, and during this whole thing, like when people click terms of service, right? You agree to a bunch of shit. So one of the things that everybody agreed to when they clicked the terms of service, on Equifax, was arbitration by a third party outside the court. Okay, well, they determined that like each person gets about $2.39. Like, sorry, your data got stolen, but here's $2.39 towards your first year of LifeLock.
God.
Yep, which uses the exact same service.
Which is the exact same. It's like the
It's
same
just
company.
same company under a different name.
Yeah. This is Blackbriar. We've switched over.
Is it just American data? Like, I wasn't entirely clear on
Yeah, it's
this.
just
Is this
American
a
data.
multi? I'm gonna say like.
No, it's
See,
American data.
I didn't
That's
know
why
if I had
use
to worry
those
about my
services and
credit
crap.
ratings.
I don't have any credit. I don't care. If I can't afford it, I'll save for it. If I can't still save for it, then I don't fucking need
The
it.
thing is, your data's in there from a time where you, let's say you went to school or whatever the hell happened, right?
Well, yeah, granted.
Okay.
That, but
Okay.
there's nothing recent.
The bank used Equifax or one of the other two. There's only three, to check your credit. You know what I'm saying? It's a credit reporting service. So they have all of our fucking information. I mean, like all the real good stuff, the shit that would get into my, like everything, you know? The real good shit, like your social security number, your date of birth, your fucking mom's maiden name, the dog's name, your fucking, you know, everything, dude. Equifax. Breach. Okay, on the count of three, we each go, not me. Like we didn't do it, okay? 1, 2, 3.
Not me.
Not me.
Not me.
Oh. Okay, well.
So it was you.
Oh! The game
Exposed.
The game of Clue is over. I've been going on stage for the last 6 or 7 months, and I've just been asking the audience, what do you want hacked? And at one point, somebody yelled out Equifax.
No, they should definitely.
You're going to get in trouble. You talk about too much of that stuff in front of people, and an agent's going to like be like, this is a comedian / hacker.
There's guys in the audience that wear Hawaiian shirts all year round. You know what I'm saying? And they just switch them out on me. And I'm just like pointing at them like, hey, what's up, bro? You in the military once upon a time? Yeah. Okay, you a dad? Yeah. Do you use Linux? Yeah. Okay, this is the Fed, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Justin Brown. You have a great night.
Ow. Oh, man.
Did you catch that joke or no?
Yeah, I did. I thought it was pretty funny, but it reminded me of the fat guy from Jurassic Park that tried to steal that.
That's so funny. He's like, see this over here? See, nobody cares. It is like that, bro. It is that. I'm like on stage talking about like Ukraine falling and like Bitcoin hitman and shit. And people from LA it's just novel. You know, they just kind of clap and I say some really fucked up shit. I can't say it right now. Hey, guys, thanks for joining us today for Chaos and Coffee. We're going to go to our private edition of this where we just kind of talk to ourselves. Thanks for joining us or not joining us. And remember, when you choose coffee, chaos, blah, 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 get swifty. Yeah.